What's up, guys? Today we're gonna read my book. So let's get started. Henry, the Giant Robot, written by Hamoud Al-Amri. Contents: Chapter 1, all about Henry. Chapter 2, what is going on. Chapter 3, the disaster. Chapter 4, how to save them. Chapter 5, the end. Chapter 1, all about Henry. Henry, a giant robot, stood on the highest mountain. He was smaller than the others, but brave, strong, and mighty. With a great imagination, he could fly with his rocket legs, fight with his sharp claws, and his cute little eyes could make you pass out. He is the mightiest warrior you can imagine. Planet Z is the greatest place in the galaxy. No one knows better than the hybrids, because that's their home. Golden dust flies through the air, smelling like strawberries. And it's so peaceful that when you sit down, you will immediately fall asleep. Planet X is unlike any other planet, with flowers blooming, rainbows everywhere, and the people are so kind. Henry took a deep breath and put his boots in flight mode. He had been waiting all year to fly. He closed his eyes, counted down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. He didn't lift off at first, but when he opened his eyes slowly and screamed excitedly, it actually worked. He was flying happily ever after. Chapter 2, what is going on? While he was flying around Planet Z, Henry's stomach made a loud noise. He was hungry, so he went to his favorite restaurant where his mom works. It was the best restaurant in all of Planet Z, and his mom always made him a special meal, lasagna with the smell of love and the taste of joy. Yum, he said, delicious. Then he went to play his favorite game, Robot Fight in an arena. He built his little robots and made them fight. Who would win? Suddenly he heard something. What was that? He exclaimed, I need to figure this out. Chapter 3, the disaster. Suddenly Henry heard people screaming. He ran as fast as lightning, crashing through the door. Suddenly he froze, tears dripping down his face. His mom and dad had been kidnapped. Not just his mom and dad, but his entire species of hybrid. I have to do something. He snuck behind a tree. Then he saw a guard approaching. He squeezed his fist and then boom! He punched him in the face. Blood dripped from his hand, but there were too many guards. He dashed to a shop and broke in like an FBI agent, shouting, I need weapons now! The people froze, staring at him in fear. The shop owner handed him an axe. He saw his mom and dad in a cage, terrified, but he knew there had to be something that could set them free. Chapter 4, how to save them. While he was walking, right before he could blink, he saw a gigantic knight holding a sharp legendary sword with dark armor, marching loudly. Without hesitating, he ran to a big door, went inside and shut the door. His heart was pounding. He took a deep breath and opened his eyes. Henry walked around this mysterious room and stumbled upon a mystical weapon. Without thinking, he smashed through and grabbed it. But he couldn't use the weapon to set his parents free. It was too powerful. Then, just when he turned his head slightly, he saw a glowing chest. He knew what to do. He used the magical weapon and sliced the chest in half. Inside the chest was something that could set his mom and dad free. It was too powerful. Then, just when he turned his head slightly, he saw a glowing chest. He knew what to do. He used the magical weapon, sliced the chest in half. Inside the chest was something that could set his mom and dad free. He grabbed the key and pressed the button that opened the door, but it didn't work. He pressed the button repeatedly, but it still did not work. He pressed the button repeatedly, but it still did not work. Then he did what he had to do, took a deep breath and sliced the door in half. He zoomed to the cage, slid through the guards, opened the cage, and set them free. But he still had to save his species. He knew what to do to explode the laboratory. Chapter 5. He successfully destroyed the laboratory. They returned home and sat down with a cup of tea. That was the best adventure I've ever had, but I'm still scared of that giant knight. He's probably still alive, don't you think? His mom said, I do not. Nobody could survive that such a big explosion. Besides, you saved us. You saved the hybrids. Look at the bright side. Suddenly, someone knocked on the door. Henry was trembling, scared and terrified. His mom assured him, Don't worry, it's probably just your friend. She opened the door slightly and it was the people he had saved. He screamed, Let's celebrate, and we said, Wow, thank you guys. They replied, No, thank you. He exclaimed, Wow, there's a parade of people. They came with a giant crown and all shouted King Henry. They sat down and said, Henry, give us a speech. Thank you everyone for coming here. I will save my species and never let them down. No matter what comes our way, we will always save the day. And they lived happily ever after. Meanwhile, the knight was still alive and said in a deep voice, I'm coming with the group. The end.